Welcome to this deep dive into Africa's untapped economic power. In this video, we'll explore three major pillars of African development: agriculture, minerals, and poultry farming. Together, they represent both the backbone and the future of Africa's economy. Stay with us as we uncover facts, insights, and the hidden potential of this diverse continent. Agriculture is the largest employer in Africa, engaging over 60% of the population. Yet, the sector remains underdeveloped compared to its potential. Key highlights: Africa holds 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land. Major crops include maize, cassava, millet, sorghum, coffee, tea, and cocoa. Many African countries depend on rain-fed farming, making them vulnerable to climate change. Introduction of climate-smart agriculture, irrigation, and technology is changing the game. Youth-led agribusiness startups are emerging with apps, mobile finance, and smart farming tools. Governments and NGOs are investing in value chains from farm to market. Africa's agriculture can not only feed the continent, but also become a global food supplier. Africa is blessed with some of the richest mineral resources on Earth. Key resources: gold, Ghana; South Africa, Mali; diamonds, Botswana, Angola, Namibia; cobalt and copper, Dr. Congo, Zambia; lithium, Zimbabwe, Namibia; oil and gas, Nigeria, Angola, Libya, Algeria. Minerals account for a large share of export earnings in many African nations. They fund infrastructure, create jobs, and attract foreign direct investment. Mismanagement, illegal mining, and exploitation by foreign corporations. Environmental damage and community displacement in mining zones. With better governance, transparency, and local control, Africa's mineral wealth can truly uplift its people. Poultry farming, especially chicken, is booming across Africa. Chickens provide affordable meat and eggs, key sources of protein. It's a low-investment, high-return business for rural and urban families. Women and youth dominate this sector, creating jobs and supporting families. Top countries in poultry production: South Africa, industrial poultry systems; Egypt, large-scale egg production; Kenya and Nigeria, small and medium-sized farms; Ghana and Uganda, growing commercial poultry markets. Growth factors: better feeds, vaccinations, hatcheries, and training programs. Urbanization increases demand for chicken and eggs. Governments and private companies are investing in poultry value. Africa is not a poor continent, it is a wealthy continent with poor systems. From fertile lands and rich minerals to fast-growing poultry sectors, Africa has what it takes to feed itself, grow its economy, and transform its future. What it needs is investment, education, innovation, and most importantly, leadership that puts people first. Let's change the narrative. Africa is rising, and the world needs to pay attention. Agriculture plays a central role in Africa's economy, society, and daily life. It is more than just farming, it is the source of food, employment, income, and even cultural identity for millions of people across the continent. Despite rapid urbanization and growth in other sectors like mining and technology, agriculture remains the backbone of many African countries. In Africa, over 60% of the population is directly involved in agriculture. This makes it the largest employer on the continent. From smallholder farmers cultivating maize and cassava to commercial plantations growing coffee and tea, agriculture touches nearly every life in rural areas. In fact, in many African villages, farming is not just an economic activity. It is a way of life passed down through generations. But agriculture is not just about feeding people. It's also about powering economies. In many African nations, agriculture contributes between 20% to 40% of the gross domestic product. This makes it a major driver of growth, especially in countries that are still developing their industrial and service sectors. Moreover, it's a key part of trade. Africa exports cocoa, coffee, tea, flowers, fruits, and vegetables to international markets, earning valuable foreign exchange. One of the reasons agriculture is so important to Africa is because the continent holds some of the richest natural conditions for farming in the world. Africa possesses nearly 60% of the planet's uncultivated arable land. This means that, if properly used, Africa could feed not only itself, but also become a global leader in food production. However, the full potential of African agriculture is far from being realized. Many farmers still rely on traditional methods, outdated tools and unpredictable rainfall, limited access to irrigation, quality seeds, fertilizer, and financial services slows down productivity. Moreover, climate change, pests, and land degradation add more pressure to an already vulnerable system. Yet there is hope. Across Africa, there is a growing movement to modernize agriculture. From mobile apps that help farmers access market prices, to climate-smart techniques that improve yields, technology is bringing a quiet revolution to African farms. Young entrepreneurs are stepping into agriculture not only as growers, but also as innovators, marketers and investors. Several countries stand out when it comes to agricultural wealth in Africa. Nigeria, with its large population and diverse climate zones, produces a wide range of crops including cassava, yams, maize, rice, and vegetables. It's the largest producer of cassava in the world. Ethiopia is known for its high-quality coffee, which is not only a national treasure, but also a major export. The country also grows cereals like teff, wheat, and maize. Kenya is famous for tea and flour exports. It also has a vibrant horticulture industry and one of the most organized agricultural systems in East Africa. Ghana is one of the world. Africa is a continent rich in natural resources, especially in agriculture and livestock. Many African countries have fertile land, a suitable climate for growing various crops, and large numbers of livestock. Ethiopia is one of the leading countries in Africa in terms of livestock. It has millions of cattle, sheep, goats, and camels. Livestock plays a major role in the country's economy, and many people rely on animals for their daily livelihood. Ethiopian camels are known for their endurance and ability to survive in harsh, dry climates. Nigeria, the most populous country in Africa, is also one of the most agriculturally productive. It produces a wide variety of crops such as maize, rice, wheat, and sesame. Small-scale farmers form the backbone of Nigeria's agricultural sector, often running family-owned farms. Sudan and South Sudan have vast lands that are ideal for farming. The Nile River and its tributaries provide water for irrigation, making these regions suitable for growing crops like sorghum, millet, and groundnuts. In addition, both countries have significant numbers of livestock. However, despite the richness in resources, some African countries still struggle with poverty and hunger. Nations such as Somalia, Chad, and parts of the Central African Republic face severe food insecurity due to conflict, climate change, droughts, and poor infrastructure. In these regions, many people go days without proper meals, and malnutrition is common, especially among children. This contrast between abundance and scarcity shows the complex reality of Africa. On one hand, there are countries with great potential in agriculture and livestock. On the other hand, There are regions where poverty and hunger threaten the well-being of millions. To unlock Africa's full potential, there must be strong efforts in improving stability, investing in agricultural technology, and supporting local farmers. With the right support, Africa can not only feed its people, but also become a major contributor to global food security.